Let's talk about talking and how hard that is and just how odd a concept that is. I'm going to warn you now that this is probably going to be an old style, like mid 2012. Is that when I made videos a lot? I don't know. 2013 maybe. This is going to be an old style Kieran Kaleidoscope video, and it may last up to 30 minutes. So I'm sorry. Please stick with it, because if you do, then you're going to be enlightened, you're going to be sad, you're going to be happy, and you're going to have watched my face for 30 minutes, and I know that's what you want to do, really. I miss the main channel. I'm currently over at KC Vlogs, which I'll put somewhere there if editing is a thing that works. Because, okay, I use, and I'm a horrible person for it, and when I have money, I'll pay for it. But I use a torrented version of Final Cut Pro. I also use OS X Yosemite. Yosemite has stopped working with Final Cut Pro, therefore I can't make good videos. I have to use iMovie at the moment, and I can't torrent whilst I'm at uni, and I completely decry, I don't even know if that's the word, I am against torrenting software if you can pay for it, but I can't pay for it, and to be honest, I'm against it anyway, and I'm a bit of a hypocrite. But either way, I'm stuck with iMovie, so I may or may not edit this well. I've missed the main channel a lot. I'm over at KC Vlogs, as I said, and I'm making uni-based daily vlogs, and they're not really even vlogs, they're just I'm making a video a day about uni or my life. And I'm liking that. I'm enjoying making content about what I'm doing currently, and I think I'm going to enjoy it even more in a year or so when I have a record of what my first year at uni was like. That's going to be a fantastic thing. I'm not the most prompt with my videos, but I'm still making the videos, so they still count, so I'm still going to be able to have a record of them, and I can look back at them and it'll be great. I do, however, just feel like I have a lot of things to talk about, so I feel like I should talk about them, and I feel like it's a main channel video, and I don't know why I feel like that, but it just has a distinctly main channel feel, so here I am, Kieran Kaleidoscoping at you. I realised that I had got a lot less interesting, because I didn't have any problems, and that's a terrifically middle class thing, and I'm very, very well aware of how privileged I am for that, but I had got boring because nothing was changing in my life. I was content with everything, basically. I was a happy person, I had a happy situation, I was and am in a happy relationship. I had a good situation with schooling, I'm smart, and just everything was great. However, that had made me incredibly dull, or at least now I feel like that had made me incredibly dull, because it's only now that I am thrust into a new situation with new people and a new environment and new learnings and stuff that I feel that I'm actually getting somewhere again. I feel like having these doubts and insecurities are making me a better person. Therefore, I mean, like, I plateaued. I was here, and now I'm on my way to being cool again. Well, not cool as in the terms of cool, but changing and growing, and that's surely what everyone wants in human life. Yeah, so I'm in Cornwall now. I go to uni now. I live with 7 other lovely people. But I get intensely lonely at the moment, and it's nothing I can really fix. I think it'll just take time. I think over time I will just feel less lonely, but just now, for example, I am feeling quite uncertain about my life because I am, obviously it's a period of change, but I just feel that things are very unsettled. I had got very particular ideas about my life prior to coming to uni, and I came to uni and they all went out the window, which is good. I'm happy about that, but equally, it's left me 900% more aimless. So I'm living my new life now. I work, I make food, I see friends, I pay stuff. I'm, for all intents and purposes, an adult. And the idea of adulthood, I'm sure you're all aware, is incredibly odd, and I'm sure no one feels like an adult. But that's beside the point. That's not what I want to talk about. I'm not sure what I do want to talk about. Friendship, loneliness, they're the big things I want to talk about. I will briefly make an aside and say that I myself, I don't think I can touch the whole YouTube sexual assault abuse saga properly myself, because I feel incredibly ignorant, and I have tried to educate myself about this, and I still feel too ignorant to make a coherent video about it. So I am going to link you to John's video, which will be there or down there, in which he encourages us to keep talking about it. And I imagine the comments section will be littered with amazing discussions by the time you watch this video. So whilst I myself do not feel like I can adequately treat it, it needs to be talked about and it should be discussed, and John's video is an excellent place to do that because he poses all of the right questions. So please go over there at some point, either during the video, after the video, before you watch the rest of the video, I don't know, but make sure you do pay a visit to John's video because he is wonderfully articulate and makes you question the right things if you weren't already questioning those things. So I'm not going to deal with it myself, I'm sorry about that, but I don't feel like I could treat it adequately. It's hard to connect to people, is one of my big feelings. Like I have good friends here. Obviously I have Emma here as well. And I am wonderfully grateful for that. And I'm wonderfully grateful for my friends here as well. But it's different. I guess where I've been content with myself for a very long time, I haven't needed the support of others, so maybe I've just got not used to that. But now I'm in a new situation and I am feeling things like insecurity again, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling just things have changed, and obviously that's a big thing. But now that I have that different circumstances, I need a certain amount of support, I think, and I don't feel like I do have that yet, and that's not anyone's fault. It's probably a little bit my fault, but it's not anyone's fault. I just don't feel that I have that caring community around me. And I still have my old friends; they are still wonderful people, but it's not the same. It's not the same, and I don't know what I want to say about that, but sometimes at night, because I am a bit of a night owl, sometimes at night I will go in the kitchen and then I see that no one's in there and I just feel really like crushingly lonely, and I don't know why, because like I'm not crushingly lonely, I don't know, it's not nice to see an empty kitchen when you're not expecting it, and like when you're craving people and human contact, and you can't just get that. That's really hard. It's really hard. And I'm not saying this for the purposes of a sob story. I feel like it was the right time to air my views again. I used to use this channel as it was almost like the person I needed to talk to. I would air my life when it was appropriate for me to air my life. And I was feeling that just now, like I was discussing it with the people that matter to me, that I have these feelings, and I appreciate that those people are there for me, but at the same time, I think a lot of the help from it just happens where I'm just talking at something, because I'm a strong believer in the fact that most people can fix their own problems. They just need to think about it enough. And I guess I feel at the moment I can't fix my own problems. So this self-reflexive way of talking at a camera, which is actually talking at yourself. I mean, to the extent where I am currently looking at myself, like I am here whilst I'm talking to this thing. So I mean, like it's a very peculiar state of affairs, I'm aware. But I feel like you can talk away your own problems by talking about them, and then you understand them more. So I thought, oh, the person I need to talk to is YouTube, which is an odd feeling. I don't think that happened to people hundreds of years ago. I really need to talk to myself through the medium of a camera. Don't think that was on everyone's minds. But yeah, loneliness, friendship. Let's jump to friendship. I'm really struggling to watch YouTube videos at the moment, and just to generally do the stuff that I want to do. because there's a lot of work, there's a lot of trying to keep up good relations with friends, there's a lot of just shopping. No one told me being an adult involved so much shopping. Not even the monetary aspect, just physically going and shopping. Like, oh, I need that thing. Let's go get it. That's a bitch. That's a huge bitch. I feel like I might cross post this on both channels. I'm not sure. I haven't had time to do the things that I want to do. I haven't been watching YouTube primarily is the thing that I was going to talk about. And that was a big release for me. I didn't realise, but watching my friends and people I just generally admire make videos about the things that matter to them was a really big thing for me. So just now I was feeling exceptionally lonely after having done the kitchen thing. I just typed in John's name and it made a new video, and that was great. That was the video I was talking to you about earlier. And this was a really nice feeling because Sai hasn't made a video in 6 months. But then, like, I typed in her URL because I was hoping that today of all days she would have uploaded, and she had, and that was such a nice feeling. It was sort of like, you know, that feeling of homecoming, that when you know you're on the road to the place that you should be. That feeling. It was similar to that in that it was like, oh, the things that matter to me are falling in place. I'm being quite poetic about you, so I don't take too much from this. Pretend I hate you or something. Don't pretend I hate you. Pretend I'm not being sappy about you, because I'm being sappy about friendship in general. But you happen to be the point from which I jumped into the friendship rant. Friends are great. And it's odd that you don't appreciate them enough until you don't have them. And I think that's the same with everything. You don't appreciate it until you don't have them. And again, that makes it sound like I'm a lonely person. I don't have friends. I do have friends. I have people I talk to. I have good friends. It's just not how I want it. I'm really, one of my big worries at the moment is that I will never again have friends the way I had friends before. Which I think is quite a rational worry. But equally, I think it's quite an irrational worry. But like, I do think it is quite a rational worry in that you've grown up with people for 7 years at school, and you've learned them over 7 years, and you know your entire year group. That's like 180 people. And you get into certain patterns with those people, and then all of a sudden you're shoved into a new environment with 2,000 people in your year alone, and 8 people in your flat, and God knows how many on your course, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's different. And it's not that I dislike it, it's just different. And I don't know how you could ever foster the right amount of interpersonal relations that you could at school, because you're just not with those people in the same way, and those people don't have to sort of care about you. I don't know, like I care about the people I live with, but equally, like, they don't matter to me in the same way that someone like Harith does, for example. And I find that really hard. I don't know why I find it hard. I don't know what about it I find hard. I just find something about that worrying, troubling, difficult, something along those lines. I'm already kind of feeling the catharsis I wanted from talking to the camera, and I'm probably only halfway through, and I know I've already filmed about 15 minutes of material, so I'm sorry about that, but I just feel like I have a lot to say. I haven't spoken to Kieran Kaleidoscope channel since I've been at uni, and I think the last thing I made was that I'm moving to Cornwall video, which basically said, like, things changing by, things have changed, hello. I think there's a lot of finding what sort of person you are. Oh god, this is such a cliche. I do believe it though. I do think there's a lot of finding what sort of person you are and what makes you tick at uni, which is odd because I thought I knew what made me tick, and I thought I was perfectly content with knowing and doing all the things that I thought I loved. But apparently not. I had plans before. I was gonna be like a producer or something, and I was gonna make cool stuff happen, and I was gonna write maybe, and it was gonna be awesome, and I was gonna be the most awesome person in the world. And now I'm just like, No, none of that. Like, I'm interested in all of that stuff. I just don't feasibly see it happening, and that's not because I've got any less ambitious. I'm a very ambitious person. That's one of my big things. I like being ambitious because I like aspiring to things. But it doesn't seem the right thing anymore. And I don't know, like, because I struggled to find what sort of job I would want anyway. Because I was always like, well, morally, I have to have a job that makes the world better, otherwise I'm pointless. I've kind of moved past the I'm pointless part now, but I do think that it would be a brilliant thing to have a job which in some way makes the world better. I'm all for that. But equally, I don't have the normal talents that would make the world better. I'm not going to cure cancer. I as much as I would love to give loads to charity, I'm not the sort of person that would go out to those places and enact the money of the charities. And I don't know why, because ethically I am, I think. But then there's just this disconnect which says, no, you're not going to do that. And that's probably something that I should look more into, about why I'm a dick. But for now, we'll just brush it under the carpet and pretend it didn't happen. But yeah, I would like a job that makes the world better, and I'd always rationalise to myself that by creating stories that people could relate to, you are making the world better, because they are the things that people carry with them the most. I think a lot of people derive their morals from books and TV shows and comics, and some people live their lives by these things. So I thought, yeah, you are changing the world, hopefully for the better, if you are writing. And I was focusing particularly on TV because, like, I watched How I Met Your Mother, realised my morals were changing because Bob Saget's amazing voice was giving didactic messages towards me, and I was like, oh my god, Bob Saget, you're right, I should be a better person. And then I was like, oh, I'm being changed by a TV show. Other people can be changed by a TV show. And I'm a big believer in the way that serialised content can change you, because you get more involved with serialised content, because you have to expect it. That was a rant I didn't expect to go into. Either way, jobs. I had wanted a job that would make the world better. Now, I do want a job that makes the world better, but I just don't know what that is. And I do think that writing would still make the world better, but I don't know. It's one of those, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And granted, I'm not putting my eggs in one basket because I'm taking like 3 different subjects as part of my degree. But like, if I mentally put all my effort into the one thing, is that going to be wasteful? I don't know. I do not know. This video is a lot of incomplete threads. Some might say it's a lot of assorted nothings. But some people might cry at the mention of that. I'm kind of disappointed that never happened. It was something I was really excited about. And I think a lot of it not happening was me. I think a lot of it, I assumed a leadership sort of role and then ditched it, which is incredibly dumb and irresponsible. But I'm bad at seeing projects through, apparently. My own projects, for example, pretty much the only thing I've ever vaguely followed through on is this channel and my new channel. So, I'm a dick, basically. God. Making videos is really, really odd. It's peculiar. I'm airing my thoughts to the world, but somehow that feels private. Linking back to what I was saying earlier, and something that I think is quite odd, but I do honestly think that I had maybe got too happy. My brain works better when it's under a certain amount of stress, I think. And it just hadn't had that. I wasn't performing optimally because I wasn't under the right level of, like, stuff to do. Like last year, I had tons of great ideas. My NaNoWriMo, I was so excited about. And I also, part of it, I think, is winter. Winter makes me like the most amazing person in the world, because somehow I always get thin in winter. Somehow I have amazing ideas in winter. Somehow I feel like completely... Somehow I feel completely like I know what's going on with the world in winter. So it's probably just that winter's coming, and that's probably affecting me in some way or another. I don't know. This is a lot of tangents. Isn't life a tangent? That was douchey. God. To sum up, don't know if that means I'm ending or not, but a little bit lonely is the point the first, because my life circumstances have changed, point the second. Point the third, but that might not be a bad thing, because I am going to create better things and feel more fulfilled, because I am not just on like the contentness all the time. However, 4, I don't feel like I have enough time to exist. I can't raise that finger properly. I don't feel like I have enough time to exist. And 5, it's hard to make friends, and the notion of friendship is odd, and I wish I had close friends around me at all times. I think there's probably 6 through 10. I can't think what they are. This is a long video. Oh, God. I want close friends. And I know you can't just acquire close friends, because obviously that's not how it works. My other friends I've built up over time. But it's not nice to not have people there when you want them there. And I know that the people that I am friends with, but the people from my past that I want to talk to, like, if I want to talk to them, I could, and they would be supportive. But equally, like, I wish I just had someone like that in my new situation. And I do have someone physically here, because I have Emma, and Joel's quite a good friend. I probably could talk to him about anything I want. But equally, like, there's a disconnect where, like, I could talk to Harith, for example, about anything. I could just combust at him. And I don't feel like, with the exception of Emma, obviously, there is anyone I can do that to at the moment. And I don't know why that is. It's an odd notion in the first place. We'll just see how it goes, I guess. I'm going to leave you, if we're doing this full Old Kieran Kaleidoscope style, I'm going to leave you with a poem from Sappho, because she is a wonderfully eloquent poet. And I feel like this matches the video, so. I declare that later on, even in an age unlike our own, someone will remember who we are. I think I like that notion. I hope that notion is true. I know it probably isn't, but I think what's important is still believing that it is. I'll see you sometime soon.